can't, things get crazy and you going to get crazy. I don't understand it. So in my little social group of the guys that I hang with, we argue and fight about this type of stuff all the time. I don't see our guys talk to like you said, she the baddest girl, but she in a retarded class. What the hell is up with that? You know she retarded, but she bad though. But she retarded. We argue about that back and forth. That's crazy.
Yeah. But you know what? I really feel like I know if somebody's not treating a woman right and they're married to her, they don't need to stay married to her. They don't need to try to work that out for the rest of their life because that's not where they want to be. And it's doing a great injustice to the woman to stay with her knowing he really don't want to be there. So I don't believe all marriages are meant to be forever. Some of them are mistakes and they're not meant to be forever.
The whole dynamic is, like you said, you learn so much. So, basically you got to rebirth yourself. That's what I had to do, just totally rebirth myself. Like I said, when I dropped out the system, I done went through so much stuff by getting a lot of stuff out of you. Like you said, the healing part. I still get nervous just knowing what I went through healing myself for the next person. Like if you don't go through the difficult part and heal yourself, you don't want to know what's on the other side of being ignorant. You really don't want to know. You go walk around and look at people looking regular, but they out their mind. Don't even got a conception of what they doing. They zombies. And it's because, there's a lot of poisons in their body, their heads messed, their spirit going the whole nine. A lot of people don't have spirits and souls. They just walking around, or minds. They just walking around bodies.
Yes.
So heal yourself. You got to. Even the difficult stuff, you got to rebirth yourself. And that's the only way, you really going to truly, like I'm trying to say, and I keep on forgetting about the show the other day when you were saying about the sperm. I used to know a girl in my early 20s. I couldn't get away from this girl. It was crazy. You know what I mean? And it was like, it was some, oh my goodness. Like you said, you start breathing together, it was crazy.
Wow.
It was crazy. I had to pray to get away. And not that she was a bad person, I didn't like the dynamics of the things that was going around in her life. So I'm like, I don't even want to be around them people. But her as a person, good girl, we get personal, intimate. It's magical. And it was, like you said, it's like a 3D, slow motion, wow. You know what I mean? When you really become one with somebody, but you have to be one on not just that level, all levels.
Yep.
And that's what makes it complete.
Because like you said, it's not just about getting with one person. It's also about while you're working on a relationship with one person, you still got to be working on a relationship with yourself. Exactly.
Constantly. Yeah. And, that was something that I'd experienced, but I never heard nobody actually, say it to be true. I thought I was tripping. Like, I wasn't high, I wasn't drunk, but I noticed be going on with this girl. It's like you get zoned out, and it's like, you're in a black hole somewhere, and everything disappear. It's crazy, you know what I mean? And I haven't had the experience since then, but I can still remember it vividly. It's crazy. It's crazy. So just imagine if you, like you said, put all your blocks together and link every aspect of your life up right. Like you said, you're supposed to be able to, see your child, what type of child, when you're going to have your child the whole nine. That's what you're supposed to do. Not just, ejaculating for fun, I'm stuttering. I'm ready to get off the phone. I don't even want to sound like a babbling idiot. And I went to school. I cuss like a sailor for one. So every time I get on, whenever I talk to you, I'm going to try to talk intelligently because I cuss a sailor out, true life. I fight the police. I go to court, fight the judge. Even like my kid, I had to go to court and tell the people, basically, who the F is you, and, if you don't leave me alone, you're going to be paying out your pocket. And, it's crazy. I'm stuttering. They're gonna laugh at me, but I don't even care.
No,
and the reason why I'm over here stuttering like a babbling idiot, knowing I'm intelligent and educated, is because it's so deep, and I don't want anybody to get scared off thinking that your problem is worse than the next person's problem. Everybody got crazy problems. The crazy part of it is recognizing and not doing nothing about it, wherever you're at, however it hits you in the head. Like the other day, there was an old lady on the phone. She was a little offended by a few things, but it was the truth. And it ain't what you were saying. It was the shit that was in her. You know what I mean? How you gonna be offended with the next person doing what they is if you cool with yourself? If you want to lay on the street a bum and you happy, I'm happy for you. Need anything? Should I bring you a soda? You know, I'll see when I get back. Yeah, I'm starting to sound like a babbling idiot, so I'm gonna slow down. There's a young lady on here that needs your help. I need your help too, but you know I'm gonna read and write these people. The chat is the Wild Wild West.
Ain't it?
Phew.
They be cold-blooded in that chat.
It's not for the faint of heart. They'll slap you down on the chat, pick you up, and give you something to drink, and go ahead home with you. You know, give you a recipe or two. They ain't mean to bump you like that, but you was in the mix.
You know what? They had done somebody so wrong. It was this lady that called in. I think we had a show last week. I was not looking in the chat room the whole time. I happened to look at it. They talking about, look, put the Sandman on her ass because it's time for her to go to sleep. Hang up the phone. Hang up the phone. I mean, they just tell me to just hang up on people.
Yeah. Wow. And I feel bad for and you're great. That's, you know, you're a professional. I don't care what nobody say. You're a professional. You're a professional therapist. Because there's people on there that are really, like, mildly retarded that you really have to work with. You're so patient. And we be on the chat line, you know, hitting people in the head, chatting, beating the kids, working on cars, cutting deals. And the people on the phone just stuttering, you know, well, I really don't understand. And you're so patient, and I love you for it. But the people on chat, don't get on chat if you don't got your mind right, because you will really either get turned on or turned off. You might call the cops on chat. You know, somebody will put 911 on there in a minute. You know, sheesh.
That chat room is crazy. I just sit back and watch it. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know what these crazy people, because they crazy just like my ass is. I love the folks in the chat room. They off the chain.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That's I try to revolve my day around, you know, messing with y'all. This, you know, this is my new twist now. That's what I'm going to do. Get on chat, get motivated.
Yeah, it's exciting, their energy. I love the energy in chat because it's like I might be feeling down or something, might be kind of wore out. I get on here and I see everybody in chat, and they just, like, fire me up.
And I'm actually calling them because I missed the show yesterday, and there was a lady on there. You know, ladies, is stuff be getting hectic. I'm mad because this guy out there doing that type of stuff, like real rap. I'm embarrassed. I wouldn't even want to be your dude, and you sit there and be like, well, look, let me tell you what happened to I would be embarrassed for you. Like, do we really got to talk about this? Can we get counseling? You know, I don't know what to do, and by me listening to this, it's helped me know what to do and what to say. And the girls is working through this. Oh, my God, don't get scared and turn it off because, you know, what you going to do if you can't help yourself? Listen. If you don't do nothing else, if you don't need a comment, just listen. Just listen. Play it back over and over. Listen. Got to listen.
I know. I wish I had somebody like that to listen to when I was going through it.
I'm just happy that we got a group of people that's on the same page because I thought I was crazy for a minute.
What you mean?
I really did. Reevaluate myself and just, you know, live my life totally different. I'm thinking, you know, and there's a couple people on chat. I'm never going to call any names because, you know, we too cool for that. Yeah, it's some dirty dudes out there. They might not even know what they do because they ignorant, retarded. You know you ain't even getting the right education in school, so you can't even say, because this guy got a PhD, 4 masters, he know what he's talking about. No. You know, the school done lied to them from the gate. It was founded by a liar, built on lies and the whole nonsense. You can't be mad at the brother. You got to be a little forgiving. And then you got to tell him, look, you know, I understand. You don't understand. I'm trying to understand. And we're going to stand on our square and get it together. So I'm saying that just to say, everybody ain't to the point of no return, you know. Sheesh, it's some guys out there I really hate too, you know. I despise. I fight.
Hold on. Let me try to see if anybody has anything to say. 810, you listening? Do you have a question or comment? 810.
I'm just listening.
Thank you for listening. 972, are you just listening, or do you have a question or comment? 972.
Hello from the great state of Texas. You know who this is.
I heard that the cowboy stand tall in the saddle in Texas.
Excuse me. No, I'm getting ready to leave work, man. I had to put you on my celly so I could be in my car on my way from my job. But you know, I ain't gonna hold you because I'm sure somebody need to talk to you. But
so what you got to say?
do you, Lexus, as I